So in the following of our Django project about blogs, we're going to continue the add-comment.html file and complete the rest of it. So up to now we've created the part related to the post, and now we're going to complete it with the part related to the comments. So now we're going to add another div tag, just like what we did for the post, and add the class. So right here we're going to add the class colon md8 and card mb4 and mt3. Let's close the div tag, and inside of this we're going to add another div tag and then another class for the card body, and so this should be linked together. Okay, now there we go. And by the way, I need an equal. So now it's time to write our detail codes. So if you can remember from our forms.py, so let me switch to our forms.py. So where was it? Right here, forms.py, and also views.py. Yes, it was about the views.py related to our post details function, which we also had the comments. So here we had the comments, right? The comments variable related to, which was related to the comments that was saved inside of the database. So right over here we have the order by. So we have the comments, and the order is by the creation of date. Now we're going to get back to our add-comment.html, and we're going to check if any comments exist. So if comments, and so this checks if there is any comments in there, then we're going to add them to the cart. Oh, just enter. And so what we're gonna do is first to add the title. Actually, the number of, so it's the number of the comments. So I'm going to use h2 tag. So I'm going to use comments.count. And just a moment, let me look at the views.py. As you can see, it's comments, not comments. So we have comments. So this is right. Now we write the number of comments. So if there are 2 comments, then it writes 2. And then what we're going to do is to also write the comments, right? So this is just a number, so now we need to write, for example, 2 comments. And then what we're gonna do is to create a for loop, and inside of the for loop we're going to loop through all of the comments and add them to the cart. So right over here I'm gonna write for, and for comment in comments. So this first comment right over here doesn't really matter. We can put X, but right here this comment is important because it refers to the variable comments inside of our views.py. So for comment in comments, we're going to add each one of the comments to the cart. So what we're gonna do Next, add the div tag. So div, and then we have class. So equals to, so here we're going to write the class comments, and so give it a style equals to font weight bold. So no, this one is padding. Style equals to padding, and then we'll use 10 pixels for that. And so that's it. And now we can close the div tag over here. And the next thing we're going to do is to open a p tag and then add the class equals to font weight bold. Font weight bold. Also, style, the style that we want to put for this is font weight bold. Font weight bold. And then at the end we need the semicolon. So now we have the p tag, right? So, but what we want to write inside of the p tag is the name of the comment. So comments, that the name of the person who wrote the comments, right? So comment, actually here we need the curly brackets. So comment dot name. And so we're also going to write the date related to the creation of the comment. So comment dot created date. So now right here we want to, before that we want to add another tag, span tag, and the class equals to text muted and font weight normal. So I'm gonna close the tag, and in between I'm gonna write the comment dot created date, and there we go. So then we close this span tag and close the p tag, and so let me just give it an indentation, and also for this one. There we go, perfect. Now up to now let's save our code, and now let's continue. So the next thing I'm gonna write outside of the p tag before closing the div tag is the comment itself, right? So let's not forget that part. Comment dot comment, right? And also let's consider the line breaks. Okay, now let's end the for loop after the div tag. So we had the for loop, right? And then we had the div tag. So now we should here end the for loop. So right here I can write it this way, and for. So let's save this, and in the next line we've got the div tag closed. So we ended the for, we've got the div tag closed, and also don't forget to end if, right? So this div tag is closed over here, we have this for over here, and then we better end if right over here. So another time we'll use this kind of format, and we're going to use end if. So then we have the div tag, and now let us write let us finish this part. And so up to now we've added the comments that have already been created, but what about the form related to adding the comments? So we're gonna do that right now, and we need to consider the number of div tags that we have opened up. So 2 div tags after the if right over here, and now we're ready to add a new div class for the forms. So here what I'm gonna write is class equals to col md8 col md8 card mb4 and mt3. So let's close the div tag and next line. So now we're gonna add another div tag and add the class card body again, just the same as the previous one. We're gonna add the card body here and close the tag, div tag. So here we can write, so now first of all we're going to check if the person has finished writing the comment or not. So in order to check that, we can use one of the variables we created inside of our views.py. So let's switch to our views.py, and if you remember, we had the new comment variable, right? So at first the new comment is none, but when the new comment is posted, then the new comment will be created and saved. So at that time, if you have noticed inside of the websites, what happens after you leave a comment, your comment will not suddenly just be shown up, and it takes some time for I don't know, some process, and then once you refresh the page one more time, then you will be able to see that comment. So this is true about this block too. So here we're gonna write if new comment, if the new comment is created, if new comment, then what's gonna happen is, so let me add this, and so here what's gonna happen is okay, and there we go. So we're gonna add the div tag again, div class, and then we're gonna give an alert to the user. It's the alert style, alert success. So the kind of alert is success, and then the role is alert. Role equals to alert. And then what we're gonna say to the user is, you have successfully created a comment or left a comment. So that's it. Let's save this up to here, and if the user hasn't left any comment, then what we're gonna do is to add, so first let me add the else. So right after that, we're going to create the form related to adding the comments. So first of all, h5 tag, and so you can say leave a comment for the heading of the comment section. And then what we're going to do is to create the form tag. So form, and the method is equals to post, and then the style that we're gonna give to this tag is margin top, and 1.3 em, and then semicolon. So now let's close this form, and now in between we're gonna add, just as always in all of our forms, we're gonna add the CSRF token for the security against the cross-site forgery attacks. And so we got the token, CSRF token, and then in the next line, just as always for all of the forms, we're gonna add the form dot as underline p, and then the next thing we're gonna add is the button tag. So the button tag, and so the type is submit, as always, submit, and also the class is equals to button success, or button primary, actually primary. So use button primary for posting and submitting, and so button LG is the style we're gonna give to this, button LG. And next thing we're gonna do is to close the tag and write submit, right? So let's save this up to here, and now I think we're done with the form, so nothing else is needed, right? So we don't need to write anything after the form. So actually there's something to write, and that is our if. So we need to end our if statement. So let me add that. So end if, and so let us check all of our tags being closed. We had got two other div tags, so we created two of them, and there were two other div tags remaining. So this one is closed, two other ones has been opened, so 4 other div tags are closed. And then we've got the end block for the block content. So perfect, we've got everything that we needed. And also in the last part we created the urls.py, right? The path for each one of our posts, for the post details. So now we're ready to run our server, but we're gonna test all of what happens inside of our page and debug it in the next part of our tutorials. So in this part we managed to finish this template related to adding the comment form. Also this page contains the post completely, and also all of the comments. So that's it for this part of the video.